Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you the Warcraft 3 Tower Island strategy. Now I'm playing as the blue human on the 9 o'clock position. My ally is Praki as the teal orc on the 6 o'clock position, and my enemy is Oznuts, the pink human, at the 3 o'clock position, and Feck, his ally, as the green night elf at the 12 o'clock position. And this is the map Lost Temple. The main purpose of the Tower Island strategy is to expand on this top left bit here, hence the top left island part, as you can see, and build mass towers along the outside of the cliff top bits, and build a base and hold that base for the entire duration of the game until your enemies are whittled down into nothingness. In order to have the most successful Tower Island possible, you want to get yourself as many expansions as you possibly can all over the map and hope that they go undetected for as long as possible, so you can get yourself as many resources as you can manage. Here we see we're going to try and take the south expansion, but unfortunately it looks like my enemies are going to be trying to harass. So what I'm going to be doing is dragging this warden away whilst my ally can try and take on these creeps, and I'm also going to send my water elemental down to help. Hopefully he's going to follow my archmage, which he is, so that's perfectly fine. And in the meanwhile, this expansion should hopefully get cleared. You want to try and take your natural expansions first, and since I was preoccupied with my enemies attacking my ally, I'm going to be trying to clear this with my militia first and only until my archmage arrives. Just simple. Moving back the weak militia, it's not too difficult. And then that expansion shall be mine, hopefully. The next expansion you want to move on to is the bottom left one if you are in the positions that me and my ally are in. And I'll be bringing my militia down here. You want to avoid these creeps as best as possible with the militia, and creep it with your heroes. And then the militia will turn into peons or peasants, and then you can build. Simples. But one problem has occurred. My enemies are deciding to be attacking just as my expansion has basically gone up, so I've really not been able to. I've only got like 100 gold from that expansion, so really this has been an unfortunate waste in hindsight, since I haven't been able to capitalize on that. So that was very unfortunate for us. Although I've managed to secure the bottom left expansion whilst losing my natural, things get a little worse. The enemies decide to attack, and since they have mortars they will eventually kill me. I can't hold this off with towers alone, and only my archmage. You might be questioning why we don't build units. Well, that's to save ourselves as many resources as possible and hope that our enemies aren't as aggressive as they are. But in this time it turned out that our enemies were super aggressive, so this has been extremely difficult. Usually we'd have our own naturals and possibly the top right expansion as well, but it doesn't look like it's going to turn out that way. Whilst my base is being attacked, my ally is sending himself a zeppelin and 4 peons over to the island. He's going to plan to build some towers here, and what we want to do with our heroes also is get them the Staff of Teleportation, which is from the Goblin Laboratory, or the Goblin Merchant. I can't show that right now, but my ally has the Staff of Teleportation. So what we'll do is we'll both teleport over here, and then start clearing these mobs by kiting them into the towers. With my main base destroyed and my allies' base about to be demolished, I have no choice now but to get myself the Staff of Teleportation, and then teleport over to the island and try to clear it so we can get a new expansion over here, because currently me and my ally are only running on one base each. This is very, very detrimental at this moment. This is the first Tower Island we've done in a long time, and we've been doing Tower Islands for a long time. It's a great strategy that originally came from StarCraft 1, I believe, and it's been a lot of fun. Some have lasted short times and others have lasted a very long time. Our enemy has just scouted that, so he knows something's up. But does he truly know exactly what we're aiming to do on this island? Maybe, maybe not. We will see. So as you can see, we are kiting the mobs into the towers as best as we possibly can, whilst trying to take minimal damage on our heroes. The mobs will run back after they take so much damage from the towers. And preferably you don't want the towers to kill the mobs, because if the towers don't kill the mobs and your heroes do, then your heroes gain the experience. So that's why we're going to finish off this mob rather than kiting it into the towers. So we should get a nice bit of experience when he dies. Yep, there you go. Things are not looking too good for my ally right now. When I said we were running on one base each, it turns out that we're going to be running on one base, and that's just only mine. Since my ally's main base is about to go down. As my ally's main base is destroyed, I must continue with the plan to try and operate on a successful tower island as best as possible. So I've put my hero into a Zeppelin, and I'm going to get myself a Shredder. Shredders are absolutely crucial for this strategy, as well as Zeppelins. So what I'm going to try and do is distract these mobs, and buy a Shredder and a Zeppelin from it and try and get away. Noting that these two forest troll trappers can net things. So doing it quickly enough allows you to get away unharmed. Otherwise I would have got my Zeppelin or Shredder netted and then killed. So that's very fortunate that I've managed to do that. So we need the Shredders to clear off the trees and to get ourselves a lot of wood, because right now we are not looking good for wood. I've only got 256 and my allies only got 250. And we want to build a lot of towers, and that costs a lot of wood. So we're in a very bad situation here. Like I say, we would normally have lots of expansions, or at least hold our main bases for a bit longer, but unfortunately our enemies have been extremely aggressive this game, and it has not worked out for us too well. So this is very, very hard for us at the moment. We've had it much easier before. Now when doing this strat, it is imperative that you try and get as many resources as you possibly can. I've probably said that so many times, but it really is important. You've got to scrape every last resource. So my ally was trying to get towers up so we could clear this expansion, these mobs, and possibly take the expansion as well, but our enemies have also denied us this, so this is very, very bad for us. Like with trying to scrape as many resources as you can, you also want to try and scrape as much experience as you can. And killing any mobs anywhere on the map will grant our heroes experience. So whenever possible, we will try and kill anything we can without trying to take any damage whatsoever, because we just can't afford to. If we had lots of expansions and all of that, I could probably afford to lose units. But now I'm losing this expansion as well, so we're basically running on one base only, whilst our enemies have got the entire map now to drain of resources. We are in a very difficult predicament, and I cannot afford to lose one unit really. Using my staff of teleportation, I'm going to TP to my base and bring down my Dragon Hawks at the same time and try and pick off any units that I possibly can for experience, as well as just to distract them and hold them back just that bit longer. It turns out that was some unfortunate timing though, since my enemies decided to drop some ballistas and try those out against the towers. It wasn't very successful, but every little bit of damage they can do to those towers is going to be very detrimental to me and my ally. Whilst my ally builds up at that tower island, I'm going to try and do as much harass as possible without losing units. Again, just to harass and to buy us as much time as possible. One of the reasons why this tower island is so difficult is because my allies, or rather my enemies, have basically got free access to the entire map, not only for resources but also mobs. Me and my ally have rarely been able to do any damage to the mobs, so we have not been able to creep that much. They have a hippogriff scouting, and they're currently going to drop down some mortars and see how that goes. Not too successfully. The towers on this bit here are so crucial. We have to keep those, because the reason why this top left expansion is the one that we take rather than the bottom right one preferably is because the top left one is just about perfect. The towers can pretty much reach anywhere apart from this tiny segment here.